Gridiron Grinder! Hut hut hike!
All right, party people. Friday night, Gridiron Grinder time. I'm Ryan. With me, as always, is my buddy James. Just a couple dudes hanging out, talking about what's going on in the NFL each week. In this episode, we are going to be giving you guys our Week 13 NFL Power Rankings and game picks. And so, with all that being said, how's it going there on the West Coast, James?
It's going good. How's it going with you?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Thanksgiving behind us, which was, nice. I just hosted with my small family yesterday, did the cooking and stuff like that. Thank you, Honey Baked Ham, for making it easy on me and, all that good stuff. And yeah, just, a couple pounds heavier, but feeling pretty good, my man.
Yeah, a couple pounds heavier. A
Yeah.
lot of food.
As we get older, it's easier to pack it in there, man. It's just, whatever. It's good food. So, but all right, yeah. Hey, whenever you're ready, why don't you give us your power rankings 1 through 5, my man?
All right, so a little bit of a shake up in 1 through 3 here. Rams moved up one spot to number 1. Patriots moved to number 2, up one spot. Dropped the Colts down 2 by losing to the Chiefs. I didn't quite have the Chiefs and the Colts close enough to really swap them because Chiefs kind of got blocked on the board a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
4 and 5 Buffalo stayed there, even though they lost. They kind of got blocked from dropping, and because Broncos were on a bye, and it's just kind of log jammed on me there.
I gotcha. Yeah, I had to get a little bit creative with my order. I was trying to respect some of the the roundabout wins from past weeks of matchups with some of these teams against each other, and it got a little bit funky. But I kept Denver at 1; they were on the bye. Rams, I moved them up 2, which I finally got them up into the top 3, which rightfully deserved, regardless of Baker getting hurt early in that game. I really wanted to get him into the top 3 a couple weeks ago, and just the way the board worked out, it was kind of a tough path to get there. 3, I've got the Patriots. I finally gave them a healthy bump. I moved them up 5. As you know, these guys are earning it every week. I just, something in the back of my mind just keeps telling me, calm down, because we know that the talent level on the roster's not where it should be yet. It's like they're outperforming so much that I'm like waiting for, the bottom to drop out of the bag, right? But they've been earning it, man. They're kicking ass. 4, the Eagles. I dropped them down 1. Wanted to go lower, but the board kind of gave them a floor here. And then at 5, it was similar with Buffalo, dropped them down 1. I would say a lot of my teams sort of in the 5 to 10 range, they've been giving me some iffy feelings this past week or two, but it is what it is, man. Back to you at 6.
All right, 6, I have the Eagles. So 6, 7, 8, I just made a little bit of correction. The Eagles beat the Lions, and the Lions beat Tampa Bay, so I kind of corrected that by leaving the Eagles at 6, moving the Lions up to 7. They'll drop next week, but motherfuckers. 8, Tampa Bay, moved them down 1. I actually might move, depending on what's going on with Baker, might move Tampa Bay down more.
Yeah.
The 9 and 10 stayed the same. Chargers were on a bye, and Chiefs, they beat Indy, but they were kind of blocked from going up because they did lose to the Chargers, even though it was week 1 and it's 2 different teams, but still I was trying to respect that.
Hey, I got you. Makes sense. You're bored. You got to just get it to work in your brain, man. It's all good. So for me at 6, I got Kansas City. It was a nice win, but they were locked on my board. 7, I've got Indy. I dropped them 5. And, to me, that was a very important game where I needed to see them get that win to feel like they were a legit contender. And now, since then, which I didn't even put in this adjustment, but we're seeing the Daniel Jones injury stuff that maybe means they're going to be dropping lower on my board next week. But time will tell. We'll see. 8, I've got Seattle. Moved them up 1. I really wanted to move Seattle up more because, pretty much everybody's power rankings I look at on like NFL.com, ESPN, wherever, they've all got Seattle like top 5 now. And I feel like I'm lagging. And I know you're a little bit behind me, which is rare. Usually you're ahead of me on these things. But this past week, the move wasn't there, right? Because they should have fucking crushed Tennessee, in my opinion. And they let them hang in there like the whole game. And so I didn't like that. But it's okay. They're still having a great season. 9, Detroit. I dropped them 2 based off of the Giants. They won, but they're looking not great like week 1 they were horrible. They sort of kind of got better, and now they're like falling apart again. And I was tempted to drop them out of the top 10. Now that I saw what they did yesterday, I'm pretty confident they're going to be out of my top 10 next week, which bums me out big time, but it is what it is. And then at 10, I put Chicago in my top 10. The dark horse continues their push. And then, lo and behold, they fucking win again today. And so Chicago is going to be making a big push now. I just, everything I see from them every week, they get better, they get stronger, more cohesive, and they're starting to show that they can win in different ways now. And so they're a dangerous team, my man. They're a dangerous team. Back to you at 11.
So 11 through 15 was kind of all log jammed for me. Everybody in this range won. I couldn't really make that big of a move on them because I didn't feel comfortable jumping any of these teams over. It was Seattle, Green Bay, San Francisco, Baltimore, and Houston. Yeah, Houston is the one where I could have jumped them because they did beat Buffalo, and Baltimore lost to Buffalo, but I didn't. I wanted to see a little bit. When I did it, I wanted to see a little bit more, get a little bit more on Houston than one game. And I hear Stroud's coming back, which I don't know if that helps them really or
that's
or
weird,
hurts
right?
them.
Yeah,
which is odd. So
it's because
back to you at 11.
Yeah, it's because with Davis Mills, that you have to run a more conservative offense and rely more on the running game and let your defense carry you. It's like with Stroud, it's like I don't know. It's almost like they feel obligated to try and open up the playbook more, and it's just not clicking for him this year. But in part of it is because their offensive line still sucks, right? So whatever. But yeah, all right. So back to me at 11. I got the Chargers at 11. They didn't play. They didn't move. I am starting to feel like I have the Chargers too high, to be honest. And I keep seeing articles about the problems that they're having on the offensive line and then just sort of like the inconsistency in general that they're having this year makes me think I've been hanging on to them in this borderline top 10 area for too long. 12 and 13, I had the Ravens and the Packers. They got locked on the board. 14, Houston, moved them up 1. They would have gone up farther, but the board blocked them. And then at 15, Tampa Bay, I dropped them 5. And part of this was my finagling to get my board to make some kind of harmony for me because I wasn't sure how bad the Baker injury was yet. And I'm still not totally sure how bad it was yet. But I just said, okay, I'm just going to maybe push him down a little bit more. And then if it turns out it's not that bad and he's back next week, well, if they win, it gives me an opportunity to bring him back up. So.
All right. For me at 16, I have Chicago. This is a correction. It was a little bit of a correction. I had the opportunity to do it with Chicago beating Pittsburgh. So I flipped 16 and 18, but also got the Bears ahead of Washington, who they recently beat too, who was on a bye, and I have at 17, Steelers at 18. Then Jacksonville, they beat Arizona, nothing to write home about. Jacksonville is a team that could beat anybody but could lose to anybody. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
have that much faith in them. Um, 20, I have Dallas. I moved them up 3 off the spot. I would have moved off the win for against Philly, which I thought was going to happen. I would have moved them up more, but it was kind of blocked here.
I got you. All right, so for me at 16, I've got San Francisco. They didn't move despite the win. It was a horrible, horrible performance. It
Mm-hmm.
just happened to be that Carolina was even more horrible. And Mac Jones, 3 picks in the first half. Mac Jones, Brock Purdy, 3 picks in the first half. They were saying that this season on his passes of 15 yards or more, the dude is like pick city. He
Mm-hmm.
is horrible. And it just makes me wonder, are they a better team with Mac Jones? And I know that there's a ton of injuries. I don't know. I like Brock Purdy. Maybe he just needs to get his feet back under him again. I don't know what it is, but he looked so fucking bad, man.
Mm-hmm.
17, Jacksonville moved them up 1. You kind of covered them pretty well. Pittsburgh 18 dropped them 1. I think Pittsburgh's collapsing, dude. I think we're starting to see a lot of cracks in Pittsburgh.
See, with Pittsburgh, like the reason why I don't think that I can't say they're collapsing off the loss to the Bears is Rodgers was out. If against the Bears, if Rodgers was playing in that game, Pittsburgh would have won that game.
I don't know, man. Maybe, but I've seen a lot of the analysts have been tearing down Rodgers, basically just saying he he just you know basically a lot of them are saying DK Metcalf should be lighting the world on fire, and he's not. And it's they think it's a Rodgers thing, and I don't know. Maybe that's them all being negative, and I'm just naturally negative on Rodgers, so I'm jumping on that fucking bandwagon. I don't know, but either way, I'll get off it. 19 Dallas, I moved them up 5, and to me, and now they won again yesterday, right? And so they're going to go up again. But um, last week against Philly, I couldn't help but wonder, was it them or was it Philly? Because Philly's been so streaky now
Mm-hmm.
in recent weeks. But then the way that my board worked, it kind of floated them up anyhow. And so 5 ended up being what it was, a little bit thick, but it's okay. And then 20 with the Falcons, I moved them up 2. Theirs was almost purely the board just giving them a boost because I'm sour on Atlanta, man. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sour on Atlanta. So back to you at 21.
All right, at 21, I have Carolina, and the reason why I put Dallas ahead of dropping from 1, I put Dallas ahead of Carolina, even though Carolina beat Dallas, is because I think from when Carolina and Dallas played to now,
Things
Dallas is
change. Yeah.
Dallas is a different team. 22, I dropped Minnesota down 1. 23, I dropped Arizona down 1. And then 24, Miami was on a bye. And 25, Tennessee was kind of stuck from dropping based on what happened down below them.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So for me, 21, Washington, they didn't play, so they didn't move. I am starting to think this is another team that maybe I have too high. It's just nothing I see is positive about this team, and man, they were so full of potential, man. And it just seems like every week they fucking crush my soul. And so I'm like, and they had a bye week and they didn't even play, and everybody and their mom is talking bad about them. And so I'm like, damn, maybe I got them too high, man. I don't know. 22, Carolina, strange game, lots of turnovers. We talked about it. I moved them down. Minnesota at 23, I dropped them 4 spots. And I think I even sent you a message about this, that there are a lot of people out there now comparing this sample size of games that J.J. McCarthy has to the same sample size of Jamarcus Russell and they're saying that he's actually worse than Jamarcus Russell through this amount of games or whatever. That's horrible, dude. Especially when you've got the receivers he's got, Justin Jefferson, Addison, Hockenson at tight end. Their offensive line is pretty good, and they got a couple running backs to take the pressure off of them, plus a lights out defense. It's like, oh my gosh, man. So to me, it's like him getting Jamarcus Russell comps is like I was tempted to go farther than 4 down, but the defense is phenomenal and the talent's there that I gotta.
Now McCarthy has a concussion.
Yes, yes, a concussion.
Concussion.
Yes. Or it's like Kevin O'Connell's like, fucking, we need a goddamn win. Yeah. 24 Arizona, drop them 1. Hey, man, Brissett's doing the best he can. They're a struggling roster. That's all it is this year. 25 Miami, no game, no move. Back to you, 26, my man. 26, and we got 2 minutes, so you can probably get through it.
All right, 26. The Browns moved up 3, really correcting for getting them ahead of the Raiders and the Jets. Jets at 27 didn't move. Raiders dropped down 2 spots to 28. Falcons moved up 2 spots to 29, beating New Orleans. And the Giants stayed the same off the loss, basically because I took New Orleans down to the dumpster fire.
Gotcha. All right, with 1:20 to go, I'll give you a 26. Cleveland, I moved them up 5. Maybe, holy shit, all they needed was halfway decent quarterback play, and they're getting it out of Shedeur Sanders. Ha 27, Jets dropped them 1. 28, Giants, inspiring play despite the loss, didn't drop them. 29, Cincinnati, same thing. 30, Raiders, -3. Clearly, they got to go farther down the board. They probably belong in my dumpster fire at this point, to be honest. I'm having a hard time doing it. But that's all she wrote for now. We'll come back for the dumpster fire, my man.
All right, sounds good.
James, dumpster fire, my man.
All right, dumpster fire for me. It's going to be a short-lived for both these teams. Well, not short-lived because Cincinnati's been there for a while, but short-lived for the Saints, who I dropped 3, and then the Bengals, who stayed there at 32 from last week. I think I've had them since week, 8? No.
Yeah, you crushed them hard, man.
9.
Off of Burrow.
Week 9.
Hurt. Yeah. All right. So for me, it's New Orleans at 31 and then Tennessee at 32, which I do think is kind of crazy that we're that far off on Tennessee. But I think some of it is because you crushed Cincinnati that hard, right? And so it's okay. It just, usually we have a little more harmony in the dumpster fire. So, but it's all good, my man. Why don't you take us over to the picks?
All right. So I got 1 pick on you.
Rub it in.
Closing that
cigarette burn.
Closing that gap. I really fucked up last week. I should not have changed to the Colts. I initially picked Kansas City and then changed to the Colts. And then on Monday night, I changed to fucking Carolina. I don't know what I was smoking on Monday, but God, it must have been some good shit because.
Well, you had a couple good picks, and you thought, you know what, I'm just gonna keep rolling that dice.
Yeah. So I got 11 right last week. Total of the season 105 or 58.99%. You got 10 correct last week. Total of 127, 71.35%. Now
you got to get back above 60, and you're close, my man.
I'm getting close. I fucking last week or fucking yesterday. Or no, yesterday.
Yeah, we started. Well, I started horrible, but yeah.
So yesterday, I changed to the Cowboys, and I was really considering changing to the Bengals.
Yeah.
And this morning, I was really considering changing to the Bears. I should have. Like, I'm fucking kicking myself.
Yeah.
Like, I think I sent you a text. I was like, I'm really tempted to change to Cincinnati. I really am. And I just didn't. And then the Bears, like, I didn't send you a text. I was thinking it this morning, and I was like, there's no way the Eagles are going to lose 2 in a row, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't. Oh, well, kick myself. I went 1-4. So I'm at 1-4 so far this week. You're at 0-4.
Yeah, no, and I hear you, man. Obviously I had to take Detroit. You know, they were higher on my board and they were at home. Kansas City was that much higher on my board, even though they were the road team that I had to pick them. Baltimore, Cincinnati, you know, that's a no-brainer. I couldn't do that. The wild card there is that it's a divisional game, right? And then I mean Green Bay, Detroit is too, but you know what I mean. And then
Plus with Cincinnati with Burrow coming back.
Yeah, and then for today with Chicago and Philly, I was, you know, here's what I would say is that if the game was in Chicago, the teams were starting to get close enough on my board with how weird it was this past week that it would have really tempted me to take Chicago, but I didn't think that they'd get Philly in Philly, man.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I bucked it, changing it too. So
Yeah.
all right. First up, we have the Rams at the Panthers. Dude, fucking Stafford's playing
MVP year, man. I don't want to jinx him, but you know, that's every and the thing is it's like who's this competition? He dude, he's like a one fucking horse race right now.
It's a good question.
When I hear people talk about it on NFL Network or anywhere
Drake
else,
may possibly, but
statistically so far away from Stafford.
no, I know. Like Stafford has like 30 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. It's fucking crazy.
And when you look at here's the thing. Somebody was telling me recently that you know, maybe you could say Josh Allen, right? Because Josh Allen's just going to always be in that conversation. If you look at Josh Allen's road stats, they are fucking not great at all, my man. And so, like, basically, it's like I have not seen anybody be able to put together an argument for anybody other than Stafford this year, man. I mean, listen.
I will say this. And here's the argument.
Okay, yeah, okay, go ahead. And then I'm going to tell you the one that I've heard that won't get it, but I'll tell you. But yeah, go ahead.
Here's the argument. If Jackson Smith and Jigba
I was just going to say him, yeah.
2,000 yards receiving this year and sets the record, I think there's a chance that he might leapfrog Stafford, but it's contingent on him getting 2,000 yards receiving.
Yeah, I was going to say he is the only guy that I've heard that I think you can even consider, but with it being such a quarterback-driven league and Stafford's stats being pristine, I just don't see a wide receiver leapfrogging him, man. Just my opinion. I don't get a vote, you know, so. But yeah, in this game, I'm taking the Rams. They're fucking red hot, man.
Exactly,
White hot.
And especially with the spread being 10.5, the Rams are 8-2 against the spread as a favorite, 4-1 against the spread on the road, 4-0 against the spread as a road favorite. And they're just playing too fucking good to even go with Carolina. Although the thing with Carolina, interesting with Carolina, is if Bryce Young gets at least 6 yards per attempt, Carolina is 3-1.
Okay.
They're 3-4 when he doesn't. That's just something interesting to keep.
And the Rams defense has been lights out in the last like 5-6 weeks. So, I mean, the Rams are just clicking on all fucking cylinders. Honestly, it bothers me that I haven't found a way to navigate them to one on my board, because when I look at all the teams in the league right now, they are the most complete. They are the most dominating team. And it just, you know, I don't see anybody really finding a way to stop them, man.
No, I hear you. Like it's
Maybe they go across a team like fucking Houston that can find a way to rock Stafford, and then that's it. Stafford breaks his back, he's out for the year. I don't know.
no, I agree. Like the Rams are doing fucking phenomenal, and it pisses me off.
Yeah, I didn't think they'd have. I thought they'd be good. I thought they'd be a playoff team. Now I'm looking at them as they're definitely one of the favorites now.
Mm-hmm.
But keep
And they're
going, sir.
really, really, really lamenting what they did in Philly when they blew that lead.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude, maybe I'm crazy, but as I'm looking at it right now, I kind of feel like it's the fucking Rams and the Bears in the NFC. One of
Mm-hmm.
them is going, dude.
I hate that.
Me too.
I hate that. I hate that. I hate that so much.
And I
All right.
and I wanted it to be Denver in the AFC, and they're one on my board. But man, Denver's like they win, right? But they barely win like every game. It's like ah, and when I look at the AFC, it's such a different thing. It's like I don't know. I don't see like a very clear cut top team. Maybe it could be New England, but it's like I know that the rating of New England's roster is just so much worse than
Mm-hmm.
like the top five teams in the AFC that I just feel like they're going to have one game where all of a sudden they just get fucking rocked, man. But sorry, I'm going on a huge tangent. Yeah, keep going, dude. Keep going.
All right. Then we have the 49ers at the Browns. So the 49ers are 8-4.
Yeah.
They're 5-0 against teams with losing records, 3-4 against teams with 500 or above. That's all you really need to know. 49ers are going to win the game. It might be close because Browns defense might be able to get to Purdy a little bit,
Yeah. Well, and
but
that's what I was going to say is that, if they were closer on my board because this game's in Cleveland, I would be tempted after last week's horrible showing against Carolina, right? And we know that the 49ers are just riddled with injuries. Cleveland's defense lights out. And, Shador, he moved the ball, man. He moved the ball. He threw some
mhm.
deep passes and just
But he
kind
was
of
playing
steadily moved.
Vegas.
Correct, correct. And so, but I'm just saying, I think San Francisco can be exposed, but I can't. They're just too far apart. I can't do it this week. So I'm taking 49ers.
All right. Then we have Houston at the Colts. And I was all set to pick the
Yeah,
Colts in this game.
the Redcoats.
But the issue I had, like, I just started looking at Daniel Jones and I just have an issue thinking Daniel Jones can beat CJ Stroud. Although I wish
with
what's his
with a
face?
potentially broken fibula.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird. They're like he may have a broken fibula. Well, I mean, does he or doesn't he? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's where I'm confused as well. Like
I don't, I don't see bone injuries like that are like maybes, which is weird. And then they're like, and he may play. And it's like, wait a minute, is it broken or not? Because if it's broken, the motherfucker should not be playing with a broken leg. He's kind of a scrambling quarterback, right? Like, oh,
so the last I heard is okay. So he does have a fibula injury. Yeah. NFL Network said that he's dealing with a fractured fibula, but plans to play through it, and the Colts would not confirm or deny the report. But he will be listed as a full participant on Thursday's injury report after being limited on Wednesday. Like,
I can't trust that. And that is the only reason that I'm flipping this to Houston, because otherwise I would have to respect my board and I would have to respect that Indy's at home. But if Daniel Jones is out, which I got a like 90+% confidence interval for myself, I can't take that, man.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where I was going. Like I was all set, but like then I have to go with Houston because I don't really trust
Yeah.
the injury news with Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
Like
we're going to
it
see
scares the
Anthony
fuck out of me.
Richardson for the first time this year, and we know how that goes.
I thought Anthony Richardson was on
Oh,
IR.
oh, that's right. He got hurt in practice or something. That's right. I don't mean to
Yeah,
laugh
he
about it.
no, he got hurt in warmups. He
Yeah, oh
fractured
yeah,
his orbital bone.
warm ups. Yes. Don't mean to laugh about it.
All right. Then we have the 2-9 Saints at the 4-7 Dolphins.
Yay, powerhouse teams. I mean, well, I just tell you because you're pausing. I'm taking Miami, and it's just par for the course. It's in Miami. They're higher on my board. Both these teams are garbage, but I've got the Saints in my dumpster fire, so I gotta take Miami, man. My hands are tied.
Yeah, and I have them. I have the Saints in my dumpster fire, and I have Miami at 24. But honestly, I don't trust this Miami team. And I was looking for nuggets to kind of find spots where I could get a game on you, and I don't trust the Dolphins.
It's not a bad one to roll the dice on. I mean, if they lose this one, maybe they fire McDaniel. But I kind of find it weird that they haven't fired McDaniel already.
Yeah, like if they were going to fire McDaniel, like I think they would have fired him after that. Well, no, because his job got saved because Washington fucking um
Yeah,
gave the game
melted
to him.
down. So we got a little action here. That's fine.
All right, then we have the Falcons at the Jets. Let me get my note on this open. Oh, I forgot. I'm gonna go with I would go with the Jets in this game.
Tyrod Taylor versus Kirk Cousins the first.
So the Jets are 2-9. Their 2 wins were against backup quarterbacks.
This is a different kind of backup quarterback.
Exactly. It's a different kind of backup quarterback. And that's where my pause was on it.
And now
Jets,
now they're starting their backup quarterback, right? So
yeah. No, exactly. Like their 2 wins, the team they were playing was starting their backup quarterback.
yeah, and what I'm saying is now the Jets are starting their own backup quarterback because
But
they
Justin Fields
benched.
didn't win those games, did he?
I thought you're saying
Maybe.
Tyrod Taylor won those games? Maybe he
No, I
did.
guess because it was just
I thought it was
recently that
earlier in the year, but maybe
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Either way.
So the Jets defense has a shot at bottling up Bijan Robinson. They, as bad as the Jets are, they're the best over the last 2 games. They've been playing so good against the run, allowing 2.7
Yeah.
yards per rush.
And I'm not surprised because you remember a couple of years ago, Aaron Glenn with the Detroit defense, coming off a year where Detroit was like bottom of the barrel for everything. Basically, him and Dan Campbell met with the defense and they said, look, we're going to figure out one thing that we're going to be good at. And they all agreed it was going to be stopping the run. And so, he can make that his bread and butter, but can he expand off of that is going to
Yeah.
be the question.
Well, and also I'd say I thought you were where I thought you were going to go with that was who was the running back, and I would just say last week they held Derrick Henry to 64 yards on 21 carries.
No, I'm saying that I think that Aaron Glenn can make their defense good in that way. I'm not sure that he can make their defense dynamic with
Hmm.
the talent on the roster.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I'm on the Falcons. The Jets are a horrible fucking team.
Yeah. I'm on Atlanta. I think that there's maybe something here where, Cousins is wanting to do enough to show people, hey, I'm healthy, like maybe, I can get traded somewhere to compete next year or whatever. I don't think that Cousins has a lot to fight for, right? Because he's getting a ton of money where hypothetically next year he's a backup again, right? And so it's
Hmm.
like, he's not going to risk getting hurt. But if an opportunity is there to go to a competitor, he's going to want to show teams that he's capable of being called upon for that, right? So I'm taking Atlanta, man.
Yeah. Then we have the Falcons at the Bucks, and honestly, I
Cardinals
would
at the Bucks.
Cardinals at the Bucks. Sorry, you're right. We were just talking about the Falcons.
It's okay, and they're right next to each other. So yeah,
Um, Even though I don't like the Cardinals this year, I have serious concerns with what Baker Mayfield is going to be able to do in this game. And
so may I just enlighten you for a second before you finish your thought? Um, the last I heard, Teddy Bridgewater has been taking all the first team reps.
exactly.
And I know he's been in and out of the game and whatever, but when Bridgewater plays, he is a pretty diehard competitor, right? And so,
He, exactly, but they looked so bad with him at
all right,
quarterback against the Rams, but that was the Rams. So,
yeah, and him coming off the bench
yeah.
with a week
I
to prep, knowing I have a little more faith in it.
and I hear you. I think the team is so different with Bridgewater there.
Sure.
And I don't want the Bucks to win the division, so I'm going to go with Arizona.
That's fine. I don't want to, I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just trying to share information from friend to friend. And so I'm sticking with Tampa Bay. I have to because of the way my board works, but I don't see it as a Trump situation like with Daniel Jones because of Teddy Bridgewater being there. And so, you got two backup quarterbacks fighting it out. One of them's shown to be pretty good so far, but Tampa Bay is roster wise still superior.
Yeah. Then we have the Jags at the Titans. And we've talked
Yeah.
about like the Jags can beat anybody and they can lose to anybody. But I don't think they can lose to the Titans. Like I just don't I can't come up with a legitimate even if it's even the tiniest argument.
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee's got an interim coach with a rookie quarterback that's really, really struggling. Jacksonville, I know it's on the road for them. It would be a horrible look for them if they lost this game.
Yeah.
And I think Jacksonville's trying to show the world, hey, we're like middle of the road this year and probably going to compete next year. Well, if
Mm-hmm.
that's true, you got to win this game. And so I'm going Jacksonville. Tennessee's my worst team. They're the bottom of my dumpster fire, so I got to take Jacksonville.
Yeah. And we have the Vikings at the Seahawks. If it's I don't even know who the fucking backup is now in Minnesota.
Oh, I I'm trying to even think of the guy's name. It was some crazy guy that I like don't even know anything about, man. It was yeah, I can't remember the name, but yeah, you'll find it.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. It's going to be Max Brosmer,
There we go, Brosmer. I was gonna say I know there's like a W
and
sound or
which
something
reminds
in
me,
there.
the funniest thing about it is your NFL prospects are not good if one of the foremost analysis sites misspells your name 3 different times.
But he's got Kevin O'Connell as head coach.
He does.
Brian
And
Flores is defensive coordinator. So, all he's got to do is Hail Mary to Justin Jefferson.
no, like my thing is Minnesota, if it was Wentz playing, I would seriously consider that Minnesota winning this game. With JJ McCarthy playing, I wouldn't. Sam Darnold's going to be locked in because fucking Minnesota shipped him out.
Yeah,
kicked him to the curb. Max Brosmer, who even knows who the fuck that is? He
in
is
Seattle, 12th man.
He was the quarterback at Minnesota, University of Minnesota last year.
Well, makes sense why he's in Minnesota this year. And Minnesota's not a bad program, right? And so that's not the end of the world. It's just that
apparently he did. No.
Yeah, it's just that
he
it's
did in his limited action. Was it last week? He was 3 for 4. He has decent completion percentage for.
It's too small of a sample size, man.
But I mean, like, he has a 63% completion percentage of what he's played. Five completions on 8 attempts. Honestly, he can throw the ball downfield, which JJ McCarthy can't.
Yeah, and he has weapons. It's almost like you never know because you got Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hockenson, and you got 2 solid running backs. One of them, Aaron Jones, which catches the ball in the backfield too. So it's like, dude, like if you can just like zip a little bit, man, you could be a dark horse out of nowhere at quarterback for Minnesota. But I'm still taking Seattle.
I'm taking Seattle too. Like there's not really that much of an argument to Minnesota winning this game.
Yeah.
Like they got to cut their losses with McCarthy and figure it out. We talked about it when they drafted him. We didn't think it was a good fit. We talked about him last year with McCarthy, which was projected to start. We actually bumped them up a game or 2 wins projected last year because of Sam Darnold starting instead of McCarthy. That should tell you how much we think about McCarthy, and we're both from the state of Michigan and think he sucks.
And I will just say this because earlier I made the Jamarcus Russell comp that I saw online or whatever. Mm-hmm. Here's what I'm going to say is that the difference with that I think really buries McCarthy down is that Jamarcus Russell didn't miss his rookie year. He played it. JJ McCarthy had an entire year to just sit there, get ingrained with the playbook, watch, learn, soak it all in, and then he had a full off season to start getting up to speed with it. And it's just like he should – oh, my gosh, man. The fact that people are comparing him to Jamarcus Russell, it's not good. And I'm not saying it's over for him. He's still very young, still has a ton of potential, but it looks really fucking bad right now.
Yeah, and it like the reason I didn't understand them picking him in the first place was because he won a national championship, but at the University of Michigan that year it was run first. There were games where he didn't throw a single pass in the second half. The entire fucking second half didn't throw a pass.
Yeah.
Like it's such an unknown.
This is the problem is the analyst will say, oh, well, because of his height and his arm strength and this and that, it all projects out because he's at a big program. To me, that's all garbage. It's hey, yeah, I believe arm strength is a factor. Okay. And I do think competition level is a factor, but I think it's like you have to be at least to some degree battle tested. Mm-hmm. It's like the Trey Lance argument. Hey man, fucking he fit the profile, right? Physically, height, weight, arm strength, running ability, this, that, but not battle tested. And it's like, McCarthy, yeah, hey, great, you won the big game, but you were not you were not battle tested at all. You
Mhm.
basically just fucking you floated, dude. You rode the coattails all the way through. And now you're facing adversity for the first fucking time in the NFL. That's a hard thing to do. I kind of feel bad for him, honestly. And I know I've badmouthed this guy and hated this guy. I kind of feel bad for him now.
No, 100%. All right, then we have a game we don't even have to talk about. The Raiders, who are pathetic, just fired their offensive coordinator because it was a
Yeah,
terrible
you got
fit
a
anyways, which,
divisional game, but come on. And the Chargers have been a little sketchy. But yeah, I think, we're obviously both taking the Chargers.
yeah, like they fired their offensive coordinator, which that didn't make any sense in the first place to have him as their
Yeah.
offensive coordinator because of the simple fact that,
That Chip
well,
Kelly hasn't been relevant in fucking, 15 years. But yeah.
the only reason he was their offensive coordinator was the fact that it was Brady, it was a Brady hire. Like
Yeah.
seriously, how does this make sense? And then like Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll had been butting heads since like week 2, and I was surprised they didn't fire his ass
Yeah.
earlier. Yeah, the Chargers have some question marks. They have some inconsistencies. They, but still, like,
Should be far superior in this matchup.
if Cleveland and Shedeur Sanders in his first start, the first Browns quarterback to start to win his first rookie start, or his first start in his rookie year since the Browns came back to
Yeah.
fucking Cleveland, like that should tell you something. And
No,
the Chargers,
no,
no
and
doubt.
it blows my mind that earlier, like preseason, I thought, you had the Raiders and the Patriots potentially like in very similar tiers, right? It
Mhm.
blows my mind that the Patriots have been able to just like fucking go, 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 go. In the Raiders with Ashton Genty and Geno Smith haven't been able to do shit. But what I will say, it's a very Lions relevant thing. Look at the offensive line.
Mhm.
Patriots, not a bad offensive line. I wouldn't say it's great, but it's top 15. Raiders offensive line, bottom 5. Easily bottom 5. That's what's fucking sinking them, dude.
Easily. All right. Then we have Bills at the Steelers. I'm not too confident in my pick in this game. I think I don't like how the Bills have been playing lately. I think they um, have some issues, and I think I don't like it. I think there's a chance that the Steelers could surprise the Bills. It's kind of a must win for the Steelers, where it's must win
It,
for both
it,
teams.
yeah, I was gonna say it feels like a must win to me for both of them. Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's in Pittsburgh, so I don't think you're off to pick them, but me, I got to respect my board, and I got Buffalo way higher than Pittsburgh.
yeah, and I did too. I just like it was kind of a gut feeling for me that Pittsburgh would win the game.
Sure, that's fine. Yeah, I'm taking Buffalo. Um, I mean, honestly, I'm starting to kind of feel like these teams are more evenly matched than what like
Mm-hmm.
my board represents. Because Buffalo, like you've called it for a long time, Buffalo plays down to teams.
Yeah.
In Pittsburgh, they've got fighting them, but they also, I think they've been playing down to teams too. And so,
Yeah, and with Buffalo, like Buffalo, they didn't have any weapons
yeah,
for Allen to throw the ball to, and then they go out and sign Brandon Cooks, which I don't think that really is a
No,
weapon.
it doesn't move the needle. Brandon Cooks
Exactly.
10 years ago, yeah, not now. No,
Exactly.
I think this is the kind of game where it could be the last team with the ball wins, right? Because they're just gonna like knick-knack back and forth, and it's gonna be like, oh, what's going on here? And then it's gonna be like, oh shit, it's pressure cooker time. Now I need a field goal or like a late touchdown, and
Mhm.
both of them could pull it off, and maybe that's what it is. I don't see either of them blowing the other one out, man.
Yeah. Well, and that was the set that I was going to mention. Like it's a 3.5 point
Yeah.
spread, and the Steelers in their last 20 games after a loss are 14-16 against the spread.
Okay.
The Bills are favored by 3.5.
Yeah, which is a lot on the road, man.
Yeah, that's what 6.5 at home.
Yeah, and I don't see them being that much better than Pittsburgh.
I'm
It's
sorry,
just that's just the
that's
way it is.
9.5 at home because that's 6.5 at a neutral site. You get +3, -3. So like you get a 3
Yeah,
point boost at home, a 3 point deficit on the road.
I got you.
All right. Then we have on to Sunday night, the Broncos at the Commanders.
Broncos chomping at the bit coming off the bye.
Commanders coming off the bye.
Washington in desperation mode.
Washington desperation mode. I think I read earlier that Daniels is out.
Yeah, there's no way he's playing. And when I say Washington's in desperation mode, I say it because I think, just my opinion from the sideline looking in, Washington has to win some games now, or Dan Quinn can be a surprise fire, dude, because they've had that bad of a fucking year. And he's been that bad with his coaching choices. And so they need to win more than they lose from here on out, or I think he gets fucking snubbed.
Yeah, and the concern for me is Washington's defense. Washington's defense plays this entire season. They've only played 5 snaps of man coverage versus zone coverage. Bo Nix ranks 26th in the league in QBR and has thrown 5 interceptions. Against man coverage, he ranks 7th in the league.
Okay.
And that kind of gave me a little pause on it, but I think the Broncos.
Oh yeah,
I
they'll
think
wait
it.
until the fourth quarter to finally lead a drive to
Yeah,
win it.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm taking
Then,
Denver, but man, they worry me with the way they win games.
we're on to Monday night with the Giants at the Patriots. I want to say one thing about the Patriots. The Giants always seem to upset the Patriots when they're having good seasons. Like
Super Bowl seasons?
Super Bowl seasons, yeah. And they up in the Super Bowl, not during the regular season though. But I remember when
Yeah, that's a long time ago now, but yeah.
what was it like 28 playoffs 27 season where they played the last game of the year and New England was 15-0 going into the game, and I watched that game, and I wish gambling was legal and I could have made a bet then, because after watching that game I said I was working at the restaurant. I was like, I watched that game and I said, that's your Super Bowl matchup right there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the Giants are going to win that game. I think I even told you that.
And they did it, dude. It was crazy. Yeah.
Patriots, they're on a 9-game winning streak. It's tied for the third longest single season winning streak in NFL history by a team that won 4 or fewer games the previous year.
You got an interim coach with the Giants. You've got Mike Vrabel, there's no way he's taking his foot off the fucking gas.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking at the AFC saying, I know what's going on. I know we need this number 1 seed. we're fucking going as hard as we can go. And I don't see the Giants doing it on the road, man. I don't see it happening.
I do like the Brian Burns quote this week about Drake May. He said he does seem a bit poised, maybe a little bit too poised in the pocket.
Oh, all right. Hey, maybe a little bit too poised.
Yeah, they had because they're kind of cobbling together their offensive line now because they have
and we're down to a minute, bud. Just giving you a heads up.
Yeah, so I'm with the Patriots. I don't see a way for the Giants to win this game. If it was a Super Bowl game, maybe, but no way. And then we have Dallas at Detroit. Finally, we get Dallas at home on Thursday night next week. Fucking Lions better fucking.
I'm pretty nervous about that game now.
I am too.
I'm pretty nervous about this game now. Honestly, man, I kind of feel like my board needs to be adjusted because this is not a guaranteed win. This is not a guaranteed win. But we're less than a minute. Show's over. We're both picking Detroit, and nobody's subscribing or thumbs up, so don't worry about it. But it was great. James, do you want to go 10 more, man?
Yeah, let's do 10
or another session. Yeah, we'll do 10 and then another session. All right, man. Talk to you in a bit.
Gridiron Grinder. Hut, hut, hike.